Okay, let's get this party started here with the oil change on the Onan. I probably should have brought a shovel, but I'm just going to follow the footsteps that I made to get here the last time. Lord. I want to place my oil pan, if I can get it to lay somewhat reasonably level. And then I'm going to open this bad boy up. Do that right there. And I made it. Oh, at least I got close. So I'm going to open it up all the way. Then I'm going to also open up the cap there. And I'm going to let that oil, and it's already looking pretty bleh, pretty dark. So the one thing I have to do is get a little wrench or something, a rubber strap to undo the oil filter, because that's on there pretty tight. So we'll stop back here in a little bit as this bad boy is draining down and see where we need to go with it. Yeah, there's that. Ugh. Yeah, that oil certainly could use a change. So if you can't find an oil filter wrench, as long as it's not on too tight, you can take some sandpaper here and wrap it around the filter and give yourself a bit more traction with the filter, and you can get it to turn. There we go. All right, that's cool. So put that over there. And I gotta be careful because it's a horizontal filter, which should be fun. Yeah, this is gonna spill some stuff out, but we're gonna try to do what we can to keep it. There we go. Ugh, well, gonna have to put that down in the pan there and let that sit. I should pull the rubber ring off of it. And of course, now I'm gonna have to get a rag. As you can see, I got all the stuff there. It's not really draining out too much there. There doesn't seem to be a whole ton of oil in this thing. I'm not really happy about that. The manual says it should be 3.5 quarts with a filter. So what the heck? I mean, it's not a good sign. So yeah, interesting. So I'm gonna let that just kind of sit in there and let it drain out. Get my hand cleaned off at least a little bit. But oil and water don't mix too well. Got to keep this ring for the filter so it doesn't rattle around a little bit. But anyways, gonna get a rag, clean that up. All right, so these are my airbag air inlets here. Make sure I don't lose these in the snow. That would suck. And I'm gonna check them out to make sure they're what pressure they've got. 60 pounds. 50 pounds, wait. 49.5. 60. So you can hear the rig descending. Turn that back on. Let's see what we got. 4 pounds. $5.5. Don't want to go too low. I'm not going to drive it around like this. Okay, 4.5 pounds a piece. That should definitely drop the rear of the rig down. Get these little caps back on there. There we go. So we don't have the back end of the rig sticking up too much there. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that will improve. Oh my goodness.
3 hours later.
I'm gonna take my little clamp here, this bar, and I'm gonna put it underneath the oil pan a little bit and give it a little bit of English. Give it a little boost. See if I can get the last of the oil drained out of that pan. I got Looks like the last of the oil's about drained out of that pan. Thank goodness. Still dripping though. Jeepers creepers. This thing just keeps going. It's like the Energizer Bunny with a drip. Alright, let's get this going here. I gotta manually do the choke thing, which is crazy. Shut her down, just let the oil go through, and then we'll check the level here in a minute once things have settled out. I put 3.5 quarts in. Hopefully that's right. That's what the manual says, but this filter's a little bigger, so I may need to add a little, but who knows? We're gonna find out once it settles down. Ooh. A few minutes. And the geese are escaping. Anyway, so yeah, distracted squirrel, geese, same thing. Yeah, let it sit for about 15 minutes. I cleared off the dip stick. I'm gonna put it back in. I can. Okay, sitting in there now. Pull it out. All right, little bubbly. Still gotta get some air out of the system, probably from the bigger filter. But it is showing that it is full. I mean, it's, could I pull a little bit out of it? Maybe. It's definitely, it's frothing a little bit, so maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just take this, if I don't hurt my hand doing it, we'll just take a little bit more out of the system. Just a little bit, not a lot. Maybe that'll flush some of the older oil out, but it's definitely a lot cleaner looking than it was, which is good. Because if it's a little milky and frothy and it's got bubbles in it, probably the crank is throwing some oil around in there. And I'm going to just shut it off right now. I'm going to take a few turns. Let's do it. Make sure that's there, and let's check this again. See where we're at. Do this here. Wipe it off. Put it back in. Still pretty full, but that's okay. So yeah, so I got the oil change done. Got her cleaned out. I'm gonna take that oil pan out of there. I hope without too much effort. Let's pull that bad boy out without spilling all the oil. Yeesh. I got this here, I'll put in my pocket. I got this here. I got the rag, I'll stick in here. You know what? I'm gonna keep the oil and everything, and plus my Lucas, I'm gonna put it back here. Keep it in there with a rag. Yeah, take this and the oil, and we'll pour it out to see how much oil was actually in there. I know there's a little bit from the last one, but who cares? I'm gonna take a look at it.